Break out your magnifying glasses and detective hats. Today we're catching museum thieves.
Let's learn how to play 5-Minute Mystery! Welcome to How to Play But We Play Learn. I'm Parker.
And I'm Brace. Today we'll learn a great game for the whole family, 5-Minute Mystery.
And make sure to stay to the end. We'll show some custom rules that make this game even more fun.
If you're new here, we're going to be teaching fun family games. So hit the subscribe button to get notified when new videos are released. First, let's learn a little more about the game.
This game is best for 2 to 4 players, and games are only 5 to 10 minutes long.
It's great for ages 6 and older, but we'll share some tips that help include even younger kids. And they can also help build observation and deductive reasoning skills.
For young kids, we rate it a 7 out of 10.
We give an 8 for older kids and adults, and a 9 for our family rating because it plays so well with different ages. You can find even more details in our full review at WePlayToLearn.com, linked in the description below. But right now, let's find out how to play. 5-Minute Mystery isn't like most other games. It's a cooperative game. Instead of playing against each other, players are working together to beat the game, so all players will win or lose together. To win, complete the objectives shown on your case file before the timer runs out. These objectives all involve helping the curator of a newly opened museum find thieves that stole his artifacts.
You will use clues to remove suspects and identify the culprit. If you pick the right suspect, your team wins. But if you pick wrong, the culprit escapes and your team loses.
First, pick a case file to try and solve. For your first game, it's suggested you use the case of the grand opening. In later games, you can pick other cases with different objectives and time limits. The case files are color-coded based on the difficulty. Green are the easiest, then yellow, and red are the hardest. The instructions have suggestions for playing through multiple case files in one session, but we usually just pick 1 or 2 cases to play.
Mix up the culprit tiles and place them in a face-down pile. Check the case file to see how many culprits you need, and put them in the middle of the playing area.
Next, grab the clue tiles, but leave the ones with a red herring in the box for now. The red herring will be mixed in with the other clues when you're ready to make the game harder. Divide the clues into 4 stacks based on their color. Shuffle each stack separately and place them face down around the culprit tiles.
Now shuffle the scene cards and place the stack face up where everyone will be able to see it. Then shuffle the suspect cards and divide them evenly among all the players. You can lay out your suspects in front of you. It's okay if the other players see them.
Give each player a reference card that wants one. You don't need to use these, but they do show all the possible clues and the different symbols you'll be searching for to find those clues. Adjust the codex so the blank sides are facing up, and pick a player to use it first.
Last, you'll need a timer. We like to use the timer app that was made especially for this game. It's free for both Apple and Android. Just search 5-Minute Mystery.
Open the app and find the case file you picked to set the time automatically.
Someone has stolen my MacGuffin. I'll wait 10 minutes before opening the museum, but not 1 second longer. Now it's 9 minutes.
Or set your own timer based on the time shown on the bottom of your case file. Now you're ready to play. In 5-Minute Mystery, players will be racing to find hidden symbols and reveal clues that help eliminate suspects. These symbols are hidden in different museum scenes. There are 5 different symbols you'll be looking for on each card. These are a square, triangle, circle, plus, and star. But you won't just be looking for the basic shape. Each symbol will be disguised as one of the 5 variations shown on the reference card.
Once the timer starts, flip over the top scene card to reveal the first scene you'll be searching. All players then look at the scene card together. Once you find one of the hidden symbols, then tell the player with the codex what shape and variation you found.
The player with the codex then turns the symbol found to the correct variation on the codex. After finding all 5 shapes on that scene, you'll need to make sure you got them right by flipping the scene card over. Compare the variations on the back of the scene card to your codex. If you got them all right, you take a clue tile. But if the codex doesn't match, you don't get a clue. Either way, pass the codex to the next player and start searching the new scene card you revealed for the next set of symbols.
So what do you do with the clue tile when you get it? Look at the front of the clue tile and you will see a color barcode on the side. Now look at the back of the culprit tile and you'll see 4 sets of barcodes there too.
Find the side of the culprit tile that matches the color of the clue you picked. Blue, red, green, or purple. Line up your clue with that side of the culprit. If the bars all match, then the culprit has that item. Each culprit can only have 1 item from each color, so leave the clue next to the culprit to remind you that you don't need any more of that color. If the bars don't match, set the clue to the side.
Now it's time to eliminate suspects using your clue. For this part, everyone looks at the picture on their suspect cards carefully and remove any that don't match with the clue revealed.
For example, if you have the umbrella clue and it is a match with the culprit, discard any suspects that don't have an umbrella. Or, if the umbrella is not a match with the culprit, discard any suspects that do have an umbrella.
Keep investigating scene cards and eliminating suspects this way until you only have 1 suspect left. When you think you know who the culprit is, pause the timer and flip over the culprit tile. If you're right, you win the game. But if you're wrong, your team just lost.
Now, if the timer runs out before you were able to narrow it down to a single suspect, your team still has 1 less chance to save the day. Look at the remaining suspects and pick one you think is the culprit. Guess right, and you still win. At the start of the video, we promised to share some tips to make the game even better. These are all ways to make the game just a little simpler so you can include younger kids. First, sort the suspect cards by background type before starting the timer. Purple clues show if the culprit has fur, feathers, scales, or skin, but it can be hard to tell the difference between some of these based on the pictures. The background of each suspect card shows it too, but it can still be hard to see this with the game going so quick. So we sort out our suspect cards by background type before starting the timer to help with this.
Second, give younger kids less suspect cards. Carefully checking a lot of suspect cards can be tricky for young kids. So we give them a few less cards to start the game. If someone runs out of cards doing this, another player can just pass them a few cards they have left.
Our last tip will actually help out everyone, not just young kids. Agree on a name for each symbol variation before starting a game. Trying to describe which symbol you see can get confusing while playing quickly. Pick some simple names for each of these to make the game go more smoothly. For example, with the circle symbol, we use names like circle ears, circle sun, and circle bullseye.
Don't worry if you forget some of our tips. They're all in the review on our website.
That review also answers helpful questions and shows other games like this one. You'll see it linked in the description below. And if you need just a little more help with the rules, watch our Let's Play video for 5-Minute Mystery. Our family plays through a whole game so you can see everything in action. That video is linked here.
So check us out at WePlay.com.
Or watch another of our How to Play videos here. We'll see you next time on How to Play by We Play Learn.
Bye!